Hey everybody! This week our math lesson is going to be to review place value and three-digit addition. We've done both of these things earlier in the year, so this will be review for you. So let's start out with reviewing place value. So look, these are our place value blocks. Remember, these are our hundreds blocks, our tens blocks, our ones blocks. So we are going to tell me what number this is. So let's look at our hundreds. How many hundreds do we have? We have 2. Count your tens. We have 4. Count your ones. We have 3. When we say this number, say it with me. 243. All right, over here we have a hundreds place. How many hundreds? 1. And then how many tens? Count your tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 in your tens place. There we go. And then in your ones place, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 ones. Now let's say this number together. We have 164. All right. How many hundreds do we have? 3. How many tens? Just 1. How many ones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Say our number, 319. All right, count your hundreds for the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 in the hundreds place. We have how many tens? 2 in the tens place. And how many ones? 1, 2, 3. 3 in the ones place. Now say your number, 523. Remember, when you're saying the number, you're also saying the value, right? So we don't call this 523, we call it 500 because the 5 means that I have 5 hundreds, right? The 2 means that I have 2 tens, and 10 plus 10 is 20, and then the 3 just means 3. So 500 is the value of the 5, 20 is the value of the 2, and 3 is just 3 in the ones place. All right, over here, let's look and see how many hundreds I have. I have 1, so put that in your hundreds place. How many tens do I have? You're right, I have 0, and you have to put the 0 there as a placeholder. How many ones do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So when we say this number, we say 109. Even though when we get to that 0, we don't say anything. We don't say 109 or anything like that. But the 0 is so important because if it wasn't there, that number would look like this. And what number is that? 19. And you know that that is not 19. So let's get rid of that guy. All right, over here. Oh, what happened to my hundreds place? You're right, I don't have one, so I don't need one. We're not going to put a 0 in the hundreds place. We don't ever put zeros in the fronts of numbers. So let's go straight to our tens. So count your tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 tens. A better way to count those tens would probably be this. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Because, of course, this is an 8. This is 80 in the tens place. How many ones do you have? You have 2. And say your number, 82. All right, how many tens do we have? No hundreds again, right? So I don't need a hundreds place. How many tens? We have 3, so put your 3 in your tens place. Am I done? No, you're right, I'm not done. I have to put a 0 in the ones place. I don't have any ones. I have to put that there as a placeholder because this number's not 3, it's 30. All right, this time, if I see hundreds, yep, you're right, I have to have a hundreds place, a tens place, and a ones place. So how many hundreds do I have? I have 2. How many tens? 0. How many ones? 0. And how do you say your number? 200, right? This is not 2. So make sure that you are putting the zeros if you don't have something in that place value. All right, so we can also say numbers this way. So if I have 3 hundreds, 5 tens, and 3 ones, we would have 353. All right. What about 5 hundreds, 2 tens? Is that correct? Nope, you're right. I have to put a 0 in the ones place. All right, 8 hundreds, 3 tens, and 1 1. Say it with me. 831. 900, 2 ones. How am I going to write this one? Well, I know what goes in the hundreds place. I know what goes in the ones place. What about your tens? How many tens do we have? 0. Say that number. 902. All right, 2 hundreds, 3 tens, 5 ones. Say your number, 235. Then we have 8 hundreds and 2 tens. What's in your hundreds place? What's in your tens place? How many ones do we have? Better put that 0 there. So what's our number? 820. Try to make that look better. There we go. Let's do one more. So we have 7 hundreds and 2 ones. So our hundreds place is a 7 for my 700s. How many tens? 0 tens. And how many ones? There you go. So 702 is how we say that. All right. Let's talk about the value of the underlined digit. Remember, when you say the number, if you're saying the number correctly, then you are saying the value of that digit. So let's say this number, 478. So when I got to the 7, the value is what I said, which was 70, right? Say the number, 509. So the value of the 5 is 500. 109, what's the value of the 0? 0 is always 0. However, it's very important because it needs to hold that place, right? So 654, when I got to the 4 in the ones place, that's the value. This number is 87. The 8 has the value of 80. Let's go up to the top. We have 399. This 9, the value is 90. 120, that 0 is always 0. 671. So when I got to the 7, we said 70. So you know this. This is review, right? So I'm not going to keep going because you know all this stuff, right? All right, we remember expanded notation. So expanded notation is when you're going to pull that number out. You're going to put plus signs in between the hundreds place, the tens place, and the ones place, and show the value of those numbers. And we're going to expand the number, so it's going to get bigger. So remember, when you say the number, you're saying the value. So 289, the value of the 2 is 200, right? Then we have the value, we're going to put a plus sign, the value of the 8, 80. The value of that 9 is just 9, right? 145, the value of the 1, 100. Value of the 4, 40. And the value of the 5. And if I go back and I add these numbers together, of course, I'll have 145. All right, 333. The 3 in the hundreds place, 300 is its value. The 3 in the tens place, 30 is its value. And the 3 in the ones place, 3 is its value. Let's skip down to this one. All right, our number is 190, right? So if I was going to expand that, the value of the 1 is 100. The value of the 9 is 90. Now, you might say, oh, I need to put plus 0 there because the value of the 0 is 0. That's true, but it's not going to make any difference. So you're not going to see people expand it and put a plus 0 there. This is what you would do for the expanded notation for that number. 504, the value of the 5 is 500. What about the tens place? There's a 0. What's the value of the 0? It's 0. Do I really have to put it there? No, and you won't see it there, right? People will leave that part out. So 500 plus 4 is how you would do that expanded notation for that number. Okay, I am going to call this part 1, and I'm going to get to our addition review in part 2. Okay, see you in a little bit.